Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at what the great Overlord of the Great Tomb of Nezarec, Ainz Ooal, has done in his spare time. But before we are going to do so, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's start with the actual topic at hand. And right off the bat, Ainz did not have a strict 8-hour workday, or anything like that. Rather, he just worked more when the circumstances demanded it, and less when he wasn't needed. For example, during the invasion of the Holy Kingdom, Ainz Ooal himself joined the liberation forces, while Demiurge pretended to be the demon Emperor Yaldabaoth, in order to serve as the antagonist, thus making the Sorcerer Kingdom look good by comparison. Ainz was also expected to find someone to pull to his own side, something he initially tried to do with Remedios, who really did not fall for the Sorcerer King at all. No matter what Ainz did, she still resented him, because he's an undead. Accidentally, he also has converted Nea Baraya, though it had taken him a long time to realize this. And during this entire invasion, he had to work for months on end, with basically no spare time. And since he didn't and in fact can't sleep, he was under stress for 24 hours a day, something that actually brought him to his knees at one point, just before the attack of Demiurge's demi-human forces. Because while he still has the body of an Overlord, and while he still is emotionally suppressed by it, his original human mindset could simply not handle all of the stress. On the other hand, during his rule of Irantel as the Sorcerer King, he actually had a very short workday. He only briefly skimmed over what he was actually signing off on, and after that, an hour or two later, he had the rest of the day off. But still, in most of his spare time, he worked in order for the betterment of the Sorcerer Kingdom and the Great Tomb of Nezarec, although way more leisurely. For example, he had taken a stroll to the streets of Irantel, where he also came up with the conclusion that he wanted to expand his project Utopia, the settlement of other species from the New World within the Great Tomb of Nezarec's 6th floor to the entire Sorcerer Kingdom, thus eventually creating a paradise-like state for the glory of Nezarec. Furthermore, in his spare time he also had practiced gestures and regal behavior in front of a mirror. The gestures that were particularly effective, or rather one of them, was the one that silenced Shaltius and Aura's bickering in front of Jerknev. And it was such a great move, and it impressed Jerknev so deeply that he attributed Ainz with centuries of leadership experience. Aside from this, he also enjoys bathing, not only with his co-workers, aka Demiurge, Cocytus and Mare, but also alone, or rather with a slime that thoroughly cleans him while bathing. Something that, by the way, made Solution Epsilon incredibly jealous. And this information hails from the 8th novel, and I very strongly encourage you to read this passage if you haven't done so already. Aside from this, since he can't sleep anymore, Ainz also reads books during the night, mostly related to politics, economics and other topics relevant to his rule and role as the Overlord of the Great Tomb. But he also finds pleasure in his work, such as for example when he is on a quest for magic items, and found the almost lost art of runecraft in the Dwarf Kingdom, and being able to take it as his own. He was also quite enjoying camping and traveling together with the Swords of Darkness, despite Nabaralgama's protest that all of this is just beneath him. And whenever there's loot involved, he's also highly satisfied. But recently, as in the last 2 books, he had taken a few weeks off in order to take a holiday in the Elven Kingdom and find some friends for Aura and Mare. And during his stay, he was also quite enraptured in the alchemist sessions, for he has made, if not friends, then at least the acquaintance with the local potion maker and alchemist, and both somewhat connected, So in conclusion, while Ainz Ooal is most of the time, or rather tries to act most of the time as the Overlord of the Great Tomb of Nazarick, as the one his minions want him to be, he has the entire night off, likes adventuring as Momon, brought in some own ideas into the whole world domination thing, he likes bathing and looting, and had an overall pleasant holiday in the Elf Kingdom, with the exception of the somewhat rude end. And speaking of end, this is it. And I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowdy0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantum, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rag Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Zinukai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.